To Madam Aina and my fellow friends. So we are from Group Sekupang. So the issue that we choose is refugees for SDG, global SDG. So my group consists of me, Rajana Kamilia, and then Nur Hairi Najiha, Muhammad Anas, Low Wikit, Ranganathan Vijay Kumara, and Sharul Haider. So we took an example from Syria because Syria contributing the most refugees that happen in the world. So how it started is this is their president Bashar al-Assad. So Bashar al-Assad is the one who make the country wants to like they want to be independent, want to choose, want to make their own decision because they are not agree with some issues. So we take a look at the short video here. So the Syria issue started around 2012. So until now never end yet. So it's about 12 years already. So that's why Syria contributing most of the refugees in the world. Beside Palestine. So this is Bashar al-Assad and okay, and then this is from the Emiria Arab. So these three guys make some decision and their local people not agree with that, and then it comes the militia. So this is the militia's gang that work together to protest their president. Okay, so the SDG that we think involved in the refugees issue is number one, poverty, zero hunger. But the thing is, we think peace, justice, and strong institution is the most important SDG above all. So because if we don't have this one, we cannot get all of this. We cannot settle all of these problems.
Today, I would like to present a statistical overview on refugees. As shown on the screen, the pie chart is showing that Malaysia hosts a significant number of refugees. Malaysia hosted over 178,000 refugees according to UNHCR data. These include individuals from various countries such as Myanmar, Syria, Yemen, and Somalia. The largest refugee community in Malaysia are from Myanmar, particularly Rohingya refugees, which makes up 85%, who face persecution in their home country. There's also a significant number of refugees from Syria, Yemen, Somalia, and other countries, which takes up 15%. Today, we're going to dive into complex issue of refugee worldwide. Refugees are individuals who have been forced to flee their home due to persecution, conflict, or violence, and the scale of crisis is staggering. According to global refugee statistics from UNHCR, as shown on screen, there are currently over 26 million refugees worldwide according to the most significant figure. The majority of refugees come from Middle East and Africa, with Syria, Afghanistan, and Southern Sudan. Syria has the highest number of refugees, over 6.7 million Syrians displaced. Afghanistan and South Sudan follow closely with 2.7 and 2.3 million refugees respectively. According to data show, Turkey is the largest host country with over 3.6 million refugees. Other significant host countries which include Pakistan, Uganda, and Germany, which hosts over 1 million refugees. Refugees often young, with children making up half of the refugees population. In this presentation, we dive into the statistical behind refugee crisis and explore the scale of the issue. These statistics highlight the significant burden placed on host countries in the region. As in Syria, the latest data showing that there are over 6.7 million Syrian refugees worldwide. This number includes registered refugees as well as those who are yet to be registered. The majority of these refugees are hosted in neighboring countries with Turkey, Lebanon, Jordan, Iraq, and Egypt being the main host country. The Syrian refugees population is diverse, consisting of individuals of all age. However, children makes up a significant portion of the refugee population. Nearly half of the Syrian refugees is being under age of 18. Turkey hosts the largest amount of Syrian refugees with over 3.6 million registered refugees as of latest data. Lebanon, despite its small size, hosted over 850,000 registered refugees, making it the country with the highest number of refugees per capita. Jordan hosts over 650 registered refugees, while Iraq and Egypt host over 250 refugees and 130 registered refugees respectively. In addition to the refugees population, there are over 6.5 million internally displaced persons within Syria. These are individuals who have been forced to flee their home but remain within the country borders. They face the similar challenge to refugees, including limited access to basic service and protection risks.
Hello everyone, salam sejahtera to Miss Aina. I am from Team Sekupang. My name is Anas. Today my part for the presentation is location and years. The history of refugees in Malaysia begins in the middle of the 20th century, especially after Western power in the Middle East and South Asia experienced setback. Malaysia as a country location in South Asia began a strategic place for many people looking for avoid conflict and war in the region. So from UNHCR Malaysia, according to data from refugees, the total number of new arrivals to Malaysia has decreased significantly since 2003 until now. In 2030, the number of new arrivals be at 28,434 new assumed seekers. But the figure after the continue to decline. At the end of January 2021, there were approximately 178,701 refugees and asylum seekers registered with UNHCR in Malaysia. This includes those who have been in Malaysia for decades.
Based on my own reflecting on the situation of refugees in Malaysia, it's essential to consider the various challenges and opportunities they face from their own perspective and from the perspective of Malaysian society. Number one, challenges faced by refugees. Refugees in Malaysia often experience significant challenges, including limited access to legal rights and protections, restricted access to education and healthcare, and the risk of detention or deportations. Many refugees live in precarious conditions, facing economic hardship, exploitation, and discrimination for refugees who are unable to work legally. Survival can be particularly challenging, leading to exploitation in informal sectors or reliance on humanitarian assistance. Second, impact on Malaysian society. The presence of refugees in Malaysia has implications for Malaysian society as well. While Malaysia has a long history of hosting refugees, including Rohingya, Syria, and others, there are tensions surrounding issues such as immigration policy, labor competition, and social integration. Some nations may view refugees as competition for jobs or resources, leading to resentment or discriminations. Additionally, concern about security risk and the strain on public service may contribute to negative perceptions of refugees among certain segments of society. Lastly, humanitarian response. Despite the challenges, there are also positive aspects to consider. Malaysian civil society organizations, international NGOs, and UN agencies work to provide assistance and support to refugees in Malaysia, including legal aid, healthcare services, education programs, and livelihood support. These efforts help to mitigate some of the hardship faced by refugees and promote social inclusion and integration. Overall, the situation of refugees in Malaysia highlights the complex intersection of legal, political, social, and humanitarian factors. While there are significant challenges to overcome, there are also opportunities for collective action and solidarity to ensure the protection, well-being of refugees and promote a more inclusive and compassionate society. Therefore,
different country for different reasons. Sometimes it is because it's nearer, sometimes it's because it's easy to get to, and sometimes it is because of the same language or same religion. But for all refugees, they flee because they want to go to a place where they can find safety.
So from the previous video, we can see that there is a story about factors of refugees, those who have been forced to flee their homes due to conflict and persecution, and their journey of struggle and resilience in countries like Lebanon, Egypt, Jordan, and Iraq. So the first factors is high cost of living. Life is hard for refugees. In places like Lebanon, Egypt, and Jordan, it's like really expensive to buy many things like food and clothes. Many families don't have enough money to pay for what they need, and they've been away from home for a long time, so they are running out of money. Second factors is a limited livelihood opportunities. So finding a job is hard for refugees because they cannot always work legally, so they have to do jobs that might not be safe or pay well. And in some places like in Iraq, there are too many people looking for work, so it's even harder to find a job. As we can see, some refugees have to work without permissions, which can get them into trouble. In Lebanon and Jordan, there are rules that make it hard for refugees to stay legally, so they are always worried about being sent away. So next is at shortfalls. Getting help from charities and aid groups it's not easy either. There is not enough money to help everyone, so some refugees don't get enough food or medical care. So the next factors is about renewing legal residency. In Lebanon, new regulation for Syrian refugees have made it harder for Syrians to access asylum, and increasingly Syrian transit through Lebanon to Turkey. Refugees already in country must pay $200 per year to renew their stay. They are required to sign a pledge not to work, and they must present a certified lease agreement. So many refugees are fearful of arrest of detention and feel vulnerable because of lapsed residency visas. Last but not least, the factors is about education opportunities. So kids are having a tough time. Many of them cannot go to school because they have to work to help their families. In places like Jordan, Egypt, and Lebanon, lots of kids are missing out on learning because their families cannot afford it.
The effects that contributed from the refugees issues, the info that we get is always about the political issue, the economic issue, and then maybe the public infrastructure. So from there we get to know that the effect, the very bad effect is to the local citizen itself. So for example, they live in the makeshift camps, overcrowded shelters, streets often without access to basic necessities like food, water, and medical care. So this effect is mostly more to the refugees itself. But for the country itself, maybe sometimes they, not sometimes, every year they have their own budget to do the infrastructure, and maybe some of the contribute to the citizen back, right? So the budget maybe a bit quite disturbed from the refugees issue. So this one, for example, from the Turkey, because Turkey holds a very large amount of refugees, especially for the Syria. So and then beside that, the refugees itself, when their country don't have much things to offer them, no good life for them, and then they are loss of job, and then trauma and violence because they are living in a desperate life. Okay, so how about the local citizens that host for the refugees itself? Most of us know already, aware about the refugees effects, but how about the local citizens? Okay, so from them, I think we can see about from this video, it's a very short video.
The challenges for host governments also, and the kind of political backlash that they are getting. I'm not saying that this is meaningless and it is just prejudice and racism. No, I don't think that's the issue right now. That's why I say problems are more social and political. I don't think economically. I think, in fact, when refugees are settled, migrants come in, economies thrive. So it's not an economic issue at all, which is something governments must make sure their populations understand, so that they are not insecure economically and they will overcome their social and political bias.
Okay, so from this citizen, one of them is dating is not really about the political and economic issues. It's about the social life of them. Maybe like what Malaysia experienced from the Rohingya currently, about the bad attitudes, about the social problem, and so on. So this is among the effects that main effect that contribute to the.
One reflection of this issue is the need for a coordinated and comprehensive response from the international community. The Sustainable Development Goals adopted by United Nations in 2015 provide a framework for addressing the issue. Specifically, SDG 10, which aims to reduce inequalities within and among countries, includes a target to facilitate orderly, safe and responsible migration and mobility of people, including through the implementation of planned and well-managed migration policies. As mentioned in the video above, from SDG 2, the most of the refugees are children, and they experience malnutrition. This is the most crucial part for a refugees issue. Moreover, the SDG program emphasized the importance of addressing the root cause of forced displacement, such as conflicts, persecution and violence, as well as promoting peace, justice and strong institutions. It also highlights the need to ensure the protection and assistance of refugees. In conclusion, the global refugees issue is a complex and pressing problem. It is crucial for all of us to recognize the importance of this issue and take action to support the SDG program and contribute to the solution of this problem.